Was the guitar your first instrument as a child?
Yes, yeah, it's been my first love. I got my first guitar I bought in a bicycle shop, and at the time it cost R9.50. I wouldn't even know that would be $1 now. Yes, and I've had this love affair with guitars all my life. Although I play mandolin in a band, I think the guitar is a greater challenge. One day I'll be a guitarist. That's the plan, you know.
Tell me how you first got interested in making instruments.
Dan, it's been since childhood. I've had a fascination and a passion for stringed instruments, and particularly the guitar. So I started like many South African boys and built guitars with petrol cans. It's still a traditional thing in my country.
Is that right?
And it grew from there. I could never turn my back on it, although I tried a couple of times.
I know you've made other instruments than the ones that we have here today, but
yeah.
What inspired this particular style? It's very unique.
I think Tom summarized that quite accurately. It was an attempt to make the instrument easy to play. I don't want to say easier because I love the classical guitar, and this is the true inspiration for my instrument. I love the Spanish guitar, and easy access to the upper notes on the neck was one of the prime considerations, and then an attempt to make it speak a bit easier. So a loud instrument is easier to play in the sense that you can make the string action lower and you can play softly. So that created a set of physical demands, and the aesthetics grew out of that. Also, I try to produce an instrument that doesn't require adornment to make it look good. It's got no inlay work on it. As much as I love inlay work on the traditional thing, I think this is truly modern.
Did you have any difficulty amplifying it?
Not at all. It actually takes standard pickups very easily and very well. The face of the instrument soundboard is fairly tight, so it is not quite as prone to feedback problems as some traditional instruments might have.
What's the luthier environment like? Is there a lot of colleagues for you in South Africa?
Now there is, yeah. When I started off, 30 years ago, there were one or two of us in South Africa. It was an unheard thing, but I think worldwide it's a growing awareness anyway. And so there's recently a couple of local guys have formed a guild of South African luthiers, and I was privileged to attend their annual meeting at the end of last year. And it was, small as it was, I felt the standard was utterly world class. It was a great surprise to me, and I was very proud to be a part of that.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was lovely.
There's a difference between picking up an instrument and wanting to play it, as opposed to picking it up and wanting to change it.
Yeah.
And create. What do you remember your thoughts about that?
Yes, I've somehow never thought of changing the guitar. I just wanted to make my own statement around this beautiful thing. I couldn't get myself to copy other people. I could admire them, and I still do. There's even at this fair, there's just so much great work here. So I wanted to make my own personal contribution to that, not in the sense of changing anything, but rather doing something extra that hadn't been done.